What's up, everybody? My name is Martavius Young, and I just want to welcome you guys to my circle where I give you the insight and inspiration behind some of my most viral messages. So here's the first one. Take a listen, and let's have a conversation afterwards. Oh, I couldn't wait to share this one. Any moment, he would take you from waiting on it to walking in it.
Love you, babe. Love you, girl.
Cheers to no more surprise babies. Regardless of what you're going through, it won't last forever. Our marriage is goals because you don't just fall into goals, you work for it. And that's our story, and we're sticking to it. Have a blessed day, y'all. Oh, I couldn't wait to share this one. This one gonna touch somebody in their soul. Sometimes God will put you through something, not to test you, but to test the people around you, to see if they really are who they say they are. So pay attention, because real situations will always expose the fake people. Have a blessed day, y'all. Woo! Listen, that part where I said real situations will always expose fake people, let me tell you, I think why so many people gravitated to that and shared it and liked it and watched it over and over again is because it's so relatable. Like, that wasn't a message that I experienced myself, but I think so many of us experienced that, and I think I was just the one who voiced that in a way that it just related to so many people, and it took off like literally so fast. And you can hear at the beginning where I said this right here is gonna touch somebody in their soul. Like, I literally meant that. So when I got ready to shoot that video, we had just dropped our kids off at daycare, and I told my wife, like, I can't even wait to get home. Like, I have to share this right now because somebody needs to hear this, just to understand, like, you are not alone. You are not the only one that feel this way. And sometimes I think we go through life with people, and we go through situations with people, and sometimes we let that history hold us together, even though sometimes it just may be a toxic relationship, it may be a family member, it may be a friend that you've known for a long time. And just one thing that I've learned throughout my life, in the course of my life, is sometimes you just grow apart. Like, for me, I honestly believe, like, I have a purpose and a calling on my life, and the people who I've met, they also have a purpose and a calling on their life. And sometimes we're just meant to travel different paths. And that doesn't mean you have to cut ties with that person, even though sometimes if it's a toxic relationship, if it's just an environment where you know it's not healthy, sometimes you do have to part ways with those type of people. So I think for me, you just have to understand, like, once you just decide to make these decisions to go your separate path from some people, that's not selfish at all. That's you having setting boundaries. That's you setting standards for your life, that you want to be somebody different. You want to do things a different way. You want to break generational patterns that's been holding you hostage, that's been holding your family member hostage for so long. And many times you have to be the one to break out of that, and you have to be the one to do it so that somebody else can see an example or something different. And I think many times we don't want to be seen as different, but sometimes God puts us in a situation where we do have to be different. We do have to do things differently, and that doesn't make you better than people. It just make you different from people. And I think once you come to that acceptance, and once you just realize that your calling is different from what people think your calling should be, and you step into the fullness of who God created you to be, and you follow your dreams, your desires, and the visions that God has given you, then I think that's when you will start to see that He will align you with the right people who you need in your life, in the right season of your life. So this message right here just touched me in such a way, because I used to just I was naive. I used to be a people pleaser, and I just hate. I have a big heart, so for me, sometimes it's hard for me to walk away from people, even though I know, like, this relationship may not be the best thing, friends, family member, or whatever the case may be. And for me, I have to learn, like, that is not disrespect. That is not me not loving that person. That is me loving myself more. That is me loving God and the calling that He has on my life more, because many times people think what's best for you is best for them. And many times what you have to understand is like sometimes what's best for you won't be what's best for them. And it won't line up with what they think your life should be and where you should go and what you should be doing. And it's gonna look totally opposite. And I think sometimes that's the thing that conflict us the most, because these are the people that love us. But I tell people all the time, like, these people love you, but they don't really love and know your purpose. So many times you can't follow people, you have to follow your purpose. You have to follow your calling, because that is the thing that is gonna lead you to the true peace, to the true things that God wants for you. For me, this was probably one of my best messages I've done, because it was just so real, and I think it was just so relatable to so many people. And I think so many people shared it because literally they knew people that was experiencing this, so they shared it with that person. They didn't want to say it themselves, so they just used me as a vessel. And I don't mind doing that, because I've been through life and I've experienced things. I've had enough conversations with other people and just watched and saw other people deal with so many things. For me, it's like collecting testimonies, and you collect enough testimonies, then you start to share things that's real in so many ways, because you understand, like, we all struggle and deal with some of the same issues. You're not alone in some of the things that you deal with. So I think for me, sometimes you really have to understand, like, the level of breakthrough that you carry for other people. And many times you just have to be a voice for those people. You have to stand up and you just have to share somebody else's testimony to help free somebody else. So for me, that's what I love to do. And this message is for me was just, it was just one that was like spot on. And from the standpoint of, it was just so real and so relatable. And it just opened my eyes to literally start seeing the red flags and believing the red flags. To stop believing in people for who I think they should be and just believe what they show me. And I think once I started to see that, I saw many times, people just literally, the more that you give people the benefit of the doubt, the more you start to doubt, and the more they benefit. And so at some point you have to open your eyes to realize, like, do these people really love me for who I am, or what I have to offer, or what do I have? And I think once you start seeing it from that perspective, you start seeing the actions in a totally different manner, and you start to shift your attitude about these people. Not that you don't like these people or whatever the case may be, but you start to, like, literally see them for who they are. And you understand, like, you can't change people, but you can change the people around you. And I think once you learn that, you start to walk differently. You start to set boundaries and standards for yourself, that the people who don't really respect you, they won't respect those boundaries or those standards. And I think they'll start to say things like, you're acting different, you a new person, you think you're better than me. And I think that, for me, that's a sign, that's a red flag that, these people really don't love you for who you truly are. They want what you have to offer. They want the things that benefit them the most and not what benefits you the most. And I think once you start to see these things, you start to see that you need new people in your circle, people who are going to bring out the best in you and not the stress in you. And many times I think once you start to do that, that's when you start to walk in that true peace that I was talking about earlier. You start to be in alignment. You start to make room for the people who's supposed to be in your life to lift you up and help you get to that new level, because they have a belief and a confidence in you. They support what you do, not just with money or things of that nature, but speaking over you, speaking positivity over you, speaking success over you, speaking confidence over you, speaking over you things that people probably didn't speak over you before, calling out the things in you that they see in you. Many times people don't do that for us. And many times we have to be that person for somebody else. So thank you guys for listening in. If you like this, like, comment, share, and go and follow me on TikTok, Facebook, social media, and other platforms, because I share a lot of inspiration, a lot of motivation, a lot of positivity. And I just love to lift people up. I love to pour into people, because for me, at a young age, I always wanted somebody to pour into myself. So for me, it's like when you learn these things, when you get the wisdom and the knowledge that you have, all you can do is just give it and put it back out. Or if you want to be a valuable person, then add value to people. And that's my goal, to add value to people as best as I can. So thank you guys, and have a blessed day.